It is our custom at this point in our program to pause for a moment to acknowledge and pay tribute to NA members who passed away since our last meeting. The names will be shown on the screen behind me. This will be actually those who have in memoriam, not the class of 2014. They're still very much alive. All right, well, I seem to be missing that. There you go, thank you. And I just wonder if you would take a moment of silence with me as we remember them, their great contribution to science and medicine and to their family and society. Thank you. And, from these wonderful members we've lost, we turn to the impressive individuals who joined our ranks in 2014. On Saturday, we formally welcomed the NAM members elected in 2014. And in fact, they're the first class of the National Academy of Medicine, even though elected last year. I have the privilege of getting to know them over the last several days, and I'm really pleased to introduce them to you. I would ask the class of 14 members to stand as your name is called, and to please remain standing until all the names have been read. In the interest of time, I also ask, I will not read their affiliations. They are listed in the new member directory. But I also ask all of you to hold the applause till the very end when all the names are read. So, really, it's a great pleasure to introduce the class of 14 of National Academy of Medicine. And so, if I may, first is Kurache Abdul Karim. Kurache, where are you? She was here yesterday. Well, I move on to next one, which is Gonzalo Abicasis. Rafi Ahmed. There you go. He lasted 3 days. Robert A. Arnolds. Ben A. Barris. Jose Baselga. Chris Byra. Walter Baran. Carol Bradford. Jeffrey Brenner. Nancy Brown. Louis Kendley. Arturo Casadevall. Elliot Sakov. Antonio Kioka. James Cimino. Patrick Conway. Pascal Cossar. James Crow. Pamela B. Davis. Linda DeGutis. Joseph M. DeSimone, Jennifer E. DeVoe, Daniel B. Druckmann, James S. Economo, Eva L. Feldman, A. Mark Fendrick, Stephanie L. Ferguson, Todd Golub, Eric P. Gooseby, Mark A. Hall, Margaret Height Kemper, Christiane Herold, James O. Hill, Bradley T. Hyman, Joseph J. Isham, Julie A. Johnson, Paula A. Johnson, Gerald F. Joyce, Gerard Casente, Mitchell H. Katz, Young Kerr, Carol Keehan, Sarah Kenkari Mitra, Paul Kavari, Mary Clodman, Brian Kubuka, oops, interesting. Keyboard. You get to see them twice. I bet you memorize all these names, right, by face? Part of cognitive aging. All right, we are moving along. All right. Oh. Great technology. I tell you what, I'm just going to read the names and then wave to you. Richard Kronik. Sorry, Richard. I know you're here. Christian Larson. Jenan Lee. Steve Lipstein. Sorry, Steve. Catherine Lord. Guillermina Lozano. Edward Merrow. Kay Lee Molly. Dennis Mukwege. Susan A. Murphy. Harry T. All, John J. O'Shea Jr., David Pinnaker Worms, Catherine M. Potempa, Meredith Rosenthal, Brian L. Roth, Mark Salzman, Wendy Scheckman, Michael Sefton, Martin Jose Sepulveda, Michael Shadlin, George Schaffstein, Margaret A. Shipp, Bruce Spiegelman, Deepak Srivastava, Robin Stone, Joseph Takahashi, Dan Theodore S. Koo, Irma Teslev, Sheila Tilo, Ronald Vale, Godana Velyak Novakovic, and Charlotte Watts. It went faster without the slides. Please give a round of applause. All right. Congratulations, very distinguished class. We're going to put you to work. All right. So I just think this is just so wonderful, and I apologize for the AV, but it did make things go a little faster. So I hope that you have a chance to meet all of them. They've been here actually for 2 days, and they'll be around, and we want to really make them feel really part of this wonderful family. So at the NAM, we have a growing number of fellowship programs that enable highly qualified individuals to engage with our organization for a limited period of time in a research and educational experience beneficial to both the fellows and the NAM. I'm delighted to introduce to you the class of our new fellows. Again, please stand as your name is called and remain standing, and we'll hold our applause until all of those in your group have been named. First is the 2015-2016 Robert Wood Johnson Foundation Health Policy Fellows, and I asked them to stand as I call the name. First, David Cahey, Robert Mabry, Dana Matthew, Thomas Mays, Jeanette Roberts, and Y. Claire Wong. Join me in congratulating all these fellows. The Distinguished Nurse Scholar in Residence is Suzanne Bacon, and congratulations, Dr. Bacon. The 2015-16 FDA Tobacco Regulatory Science Fellows, and they are Amanda Berger. Oh, hang on. Sharia Fearman, Jose Medina Torres, Alexandra Messeron, and Kimberly Schneider. Join me in congratulating them. Thank you. And the National Academy of Medicine Anniversary Fellows are Henny Stokalosa, Brandon Salinger, James Burke, Francine Tucker Edmonds, and Gerardo Marino. Join me in congratulating them as well. We anticipate great contributions from them, from these fellows in coming months. And of course, they're now part of our family as well. So we see all of them over time, I'm sure, in many different other events. Now it's my great pleasure to actually present or ask people to present really important awards and prizes, and there are two. First of all, the Rhoda and Bernard Sarnat International Prize in Mental Health has been awarded annually since 1992 to individuals, groups, or organizations that have demonstrated outstanding achievement in improving mental health. I would like to invite Margarita Alegria, Chair of the Selection Committee, to the stage to introduce this year's Sarnat Award recipient. Come on up.
I'm delighted to present this award, and I really want to thank the Selection Committee for their arduous work in selecting the awardees. This is going to be a very brief description of the awardees in only 3 minutes. The first awardee is Kate Jamieson. She's one of the foremost public intellectuals in the world. She's a world authority on mood disorders and an author who has brought deep psychological insights to the general public in a series of books. Her book, An Unquiet Mind, has been translated into 25 languages, and it has been transformative in really giving insights. Kenneth Kendler is our second awardee. His pioneering research on the intersection of genetics and mental disorders has been path-breaking. He has dedicated his career to unraveling the genetic pathway that makes some persons vulnerable to psychiatric disorders. He has led several major foundational studies, like the Irish study of high-density schizophrenia. The committee decided to actually make this a tie because these two candidates really represent bookends of what has transformed the field of mental health. Kate Jamieson, with her inspirational books and teaching, characterizes courage, hope, and the life experience, illustrating the best fight against stigma of mental illness. Kenneth Kendler, with his path-breaking science, has demonstrated that both environment and genetics reciprocally affect the risk of mental illness. In our view, both have had tremendous impact in the field and progress of mental health. Kay has clarified to the public the imminent need for seeking mental health treatment and the importance of medication adherence for remaining healthy in the presence of mental illness. Ken has reconceptualized the gene-environment interaction, so much needed to find cures for mental illness. Each, in their own way, have opened pathways to better lives for persons with mental illness. So let's give them a grand round of applause, and please have them over.
We're going to give them the award. Want us to move over here? Great.
Thank you so much. What a terrific honor, and how wonderful to be acknowledged with Dr. Kendler and all of my colleagues in science and in public health for keeping so many of us alive and making our futures so much better than they would have been. Thank you.
Thank you.
An award like this is a time for self-reflection. I have been working in biomedical research for nearly 4 decades, and I think that there are really 3 main motivations that cause me to get up in the morning and go to work. One, of course, is a deep curiosity about the nature of the human mind and brain and how it becomes disturbed. I am deeply blessed that each day when I find a new discovery, I find that thrill of excitement at trying to make a little impact in understanding the causes of mental illness. The second motivation is, as I experienced in both my medical and psychiatric training, the deep suffering that psychiatric illness causes to individuals and families, and the feeling that I can potentially make a small bit of difference as we move forward in providing a sound basis for understanding the etiology of the disorder so that both prevention and treatment can build upon that. Third, I really work for the praise of my colleagues. And it's probably true that the older I get, I become a little more aware that that has been true for me, as I think it is for many scientists for much of my life. Science is a strange collective discipline that as we review each other, we provide grants, we reject articles, and it is being part of that broad process that moves us forward. We all really represent small pieces, little bricks in the wall of these sciences that advances. And so what this award represents most meaningfully to me is the feeling on the part of my colleagues that what I have done matters. And for that, I am deeply appreciative. Thank you.
Well, thank you, and congratulations to Kay and Kenneth again. So the Gustav O. Lienhard Award has been issued annually since 1986 by the National Academy of Medicine, well, previously IOM, and of course the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation, in recognition of outstanding achievement in improving personal health care services in the United States. I'd like to invite Nat Collonge, who's chair of the selection committee, to stage to present this year's Lienhard Award. Nat?
When a woman, unknowingly pregnant, was treated for breast cancer with radiation during the first trimester and counseled by her oncology team to terminate the pregnancy, her obstetrician contacted Dr. Robert L. Brent for fetal dosimetry analysis. She asked Dr. Brent, "Will my baby be intellectually disabled, have a serious congenital malformation, be growth retarded?" Dr. Brent answered that based on the timing of treatment, the dose and dose rate, her risk of these outcomes was not increased above the background rates. She asked, "Are you going to tell me what to do?" Dr. Brent said his job was to educate her about the risks and that she knew better what was the best decision for her and her family. The future mother agreed. She gave birth to a normal, full-term infant. There are thousands of children whose pregnancy might have been interrupted if they or their care provider had not contacted Dr. Brent or the numerous trainees and professionals whom he has trained and taught. He is recognized as the world authority on the risk of radiation exposures to the developing embryo. Over more than 60 years, he has provided over 25,000 compassionate free consultations all over the world to those pregnant women and their families concerned about the risks of all types of exposures, all with a high level of professional counseling that sets the standard for discussing reproductive and developmental risks. He is one of those truly unique individuals who has directly turned discovery into individual and population health. Many clinical risk estimates used today are derived from his years of research from the Manhattan Project Research Facility, where he started at age 15, to his institute at the Jefferson Medical College. His impact on population health and medical practice has been amplified through the distinguished careers of over 100 teratology experts that he has helped train. So I'd like to share 3 of the many comments from Dr. Brent's colleagues and mentors. Dr. Albert Reece from the University of Maryland School of Medicine: "I believe there is no individual who has engendered more deep feelings of awe and respect among his peers and patients than Dr. Brent." From the Weill Cornell Medical College, Dr. Frank Chervenek: "I know of no other person who has so beautifully melded scientific and medical excellence with professional and ethical excellence." And Dr. Elizabeth McInerney from the University of Rochester Medical Center: "With Dr. Brent, one has the complete physician, true to the Hippocratic Oath, intellectually rigorous and honest, caring for others, and energetic kindness." I thank my colleagues, hardworking colleagues on the award committee, and tell you that they and I are honored to present the 2015 Lienhard Award to Dr. Robert L. Brent. Please join me in welcoming him to the podium.
Well, good morning. It's still morning. I want to thank the National Academy of Medicine for presenting the Lienhard Award to me. I think it's very appropriate, since this meeting head by Al Pierce is on aging, that they picked an 88-year-old to get the prize. Our laboratory has published over 500 papers dealing with reproductive risks. And probably the most important paper that I ever wrote was called "Saving Lives and Changing Family Histories." That was published in the Journal of the Obstetrical Association. And the reason why it's so important is because the obstetricians downloaded 27,000 copies of this article, and many of them have them in their offices to help counsel women who have had a chest x-ray and think that they should abort their pregnancy. And they use the data in that paper to counsel them from a scientific standpoint. So that particular paper has had a magnificent effect, because since 2012, the number of consultations that I've gotten from obstetricians has plummeted. And obviously they read. So I'm very appreciative of the award, and I want to thank the Academy for selecting me. My mother would have liked to have been here. She came to this country at the age of 16 on a steerage ship carrying American troops in coffins from World War I. And I said to her when I was 8 years old, I wanted to take care of patients for free in a poor community. She said, "Bob, that's very admirable, but very naive." But I fooled her. And the 25,000 consultations by 2012 has gone down. We've had a lot of slopes here, a steep slope, and I'm very appreciative to the Academy and to the selection committee and my family, and I want to thank my daughter Deborah Foster, who brought me here to this meeting to make sure that I didn't stray. Thank you.
Well, congratulations, and thank you for that wonderful remarks. And I say that congratulations to all our deserving award recipients, and thank you all for participating in this morning's event. So I wish you now enjoyable lunch. As you know, there's a general luncheon in the tent, and then there's a state financial planning luncheon in the boardroom, and those who are to different special lunches, you know where to go. And we'll be able to see you later on at 1:30. Thank you.